The following podcast may contain adult language and an abundance of sexy, hairless chests. So get ready, nerds, because we're talking Star Trek, the original series, episode 22, Space Seed. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this episode. We're talking classic Star Trek, Space Seed, which is a precursor to arguably the best Star Trek movie ever made, The Wrath of Khan. I'm joined, as always, by my fantastic panel of nerds. Matt Vader's here. What's up, dude?
How you doing, man?
So did you cry
No.
this time when you watched Wrath of Khan last night? No.
I was prepared.
Okay.
I knew it was coming. But,
We had a great watch party last night.
we did. It was super fun.
It was cool.
I got to smack the shit out of some bitches. And, and I watched the show. Shut up, bitch.
Hey, I'm sorry I missed that.
It was awesome.
Okay.
I'm sorry, bitches. On behalf of Vader and the Salty Nerd Podcast, sorry, bitches.
Jude was there for a little while.
She hung there for a
I
little bit.
popped in for a little
What's
while.
up, Jude?
Hi, good morning.
You were so turned on by this episode.
I had to go because I needed my other hand that was holding my phone because it's so sexy. It was too sexy.
It was too sexy.
Yeah.
This episode was great. Your commentary on it while we were watching it, though, freaking hilarious.
I got two hands and I got two nipples. I had to do something.
Speaking of nipples, Candace is here. Welcome, sir.
Right there. Yeah, it was kind of funny because one of the things that Jude loves about classic Star Trek is how sexy it is.
It really is.
Yeah, and so like when we were watching this episode, I was like, prepare yourself because things are about to get Montalban sexy. That's a whole nother level of sexy.
Yeah.
Oh, he gives young Antonio Banderas like the whole episode. I was like, is this where Antonio Banderas got his shit from?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got some moves. Smooth. Khan's a smooth motherfucker.
He is.
He ruled a third of the earth for a
Yes,
while.
he did.
Yeah.
In the 1990s. 94, what is it? 94 to 96?
You either do what I tell you or not. I don't care. And if I don't care, I will kill you.
Would you like to come back? Yes, I would. Bigfoot. Get on your knees.
I'm going to fix your hair.
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
Too
All right,
much.
let's get into it. This is going to be a fun episode. So confession time. I made this confession while we were doing our watch party, but I had never seen this episode before. Like I've seen pieces of it. I saw the gold fishnet, like cryo sleep outfit thing, and like
I want one.
right.
You gonna get the cones to go with it?
Maybe.
Okay.
Pew, 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 pew.
It's classic 60s. So I had never like really sat down and watched the entire episode, but this was fun.
Yeah.
Really fun.
Yeah.
And kind of fucked up at the same time. There's a lot of shit going on in
I
this
love the
episode. I was
60s,
like,
man.
holy shit, I can't believe they did that. They freaking backhanded Ahura. That was terrible.
yeah. Just
I was
with the
so
back,
well,
with
I
the-
was so
with-
mad.
I'm not about that.
I was so mad at that dude. And I'm like, I hope in Wrath of Khan that dude fucking gets it. I don't know
Yeah.
if they got the same actor.
No.
Or not, but fuck that guy. Couldn't believe they did that.
That was wild, right?
Yeah.
I'm watching that and I'm like, whoa. I was like, because I'd completely forgotten.
Yeah,
about that.
I had no idea.
It's been 15, 20 years since I've seen this.
But yeah, this episode was super sexy
Mm-hmm.
and also very dark.
Mhm.
And there's a couple of scenes I can't wait to talk about Bones and how just fucking ice cold that guy is.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I'd never
Yeah.
seen Bones like that before. Like he's always been kind of like the freaking snarky Joker dude,
Right.
but he showed his true colors in this episode, and I was like, oh shit.
Mhm. Bones is cold.
Yeah.
MacGyver's is thirsty as fuck.
Oh, man.
Very.
Great sound effect, by the way. Vader's slurping his
Sorry.
coffee. Yeah, she's super thirsty. And Kirk is so like, "Ugh, whatever that bitch's name is. It's just like, MacGyver's third. He's like, yeah, I'm not going to remember that.
You know, McGibbons.
I love how Kirk is like, make the historian useful for once.
Well, he's kind of right.
Yeah.
It's like, what is she doing on my ship? What is she
She's
doing?
a historian.
Apparently, she just does a lot of painting.
Yeah, she has like plants and paint.
She's painting Napoleon for
Yeah.
some reason.
She goes and takes care of Sulu's, hand plant.
Yeah, where was Sulu? Does anybody know where
Hanging
Sulu
out with
was?
Chekhov somewhere. Who knows?
Well, it's funny because in Wrath of Khan, right? Like when Khan meets Chekhov on that planet,
Yeah.
they act like they know each
Yeah,
other. And
they
it's
don't.
like Chekhov was not in this episode at
Yeah.
all.
No.
They probably FaceTimed.
Yeah, I'm sure. All right. We're going to take a quick break and then we're going to dive into this episode. We're going to have a ton of fun. So thanks for being here. Hang out. We'll be right back. I'm going to take a sip of my amazing martini that I got made today.
Contini.
Contini. Ooh, nice. Stay tuned, guys. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, if you want to support what we do here, you can go to saltynerd.com/DC and download a mobile game called Dragon Champions. You go into the promo code area and type in Salty to get a little bit of a leg up on the competition. It's a great hero collecting game where you get to upgrade your people and go on campaigns and go on raids. And once you reach level 20, you can join our Salty Nerd Podcast Guild, which is ran by one of our patrons, JT. It's a ton of fun. We have a great time doing it. Vader over here is working his way up the ranks. Kadish is like serious master level 80. So if you guys have any questions about your progress in the game, you can join us on our Discord app. We have a specific chat just for Dragon Champions. If you want to know how to get your the most out of your characters, you can ask the two masters over here. All right, let's get into this episode. Space Seed.
Well, real quick, I just wanted to ask you guys, like, when you were watching this episode, did you realize, like, how important this episode has been to Star Trek canon with, like, the introduction of the eugenics wars and all this other stuff?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we talk about it all the time. Like even Picard was talking about it when he went back to.
It's like, who do you think you're talking to here, man? Some kind of fucking newbie to Star Trek?
I'm a little bit of a newbie.
And MacGyver's is who Khan...
McGivens. Is it McGivens or
MacGyver's?
McGyvers?
MacGyver's is...
No, it's McGivens. Fuck, I don't remember now.
It's MacGyver's.
McGivens.
Anyway,
I'm so confused right now.
That redheaded thirsty girl is who Khan was avenging
Yeah.
in Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, she was the superior woman to his superior man. But
She knew how to take an order.
Yeah, it is kind of funny how all like the eugenics war stuff, the 1990s wars, and like the augments and all this other stuff have kind of been blown up within the Star Trek canon to the point where, like, you know, they're like ancestors of Khan and Starfleet and like all this other stuff that have big impacts on Star Trek canon.
It's like every series almost, I think, except maybe. Did they do anything with it in DS9? I don't recall that.
DS9, they did have like eugenics war stuff.
Did they?
They traveled back in time to the 1990s with the riots and stuff.
That is right. Okay.
So when this episode aired, did people go bananas over Khan?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so just the writers were like, that was a good story. We're going to keep that storyline going.
Well, this was actually like a kind of a throwaway episode
Okay.
in the sense of like the overall like show, because they never brought him back within like the original series. But what happened was, after the kind of like lukewarm reception of Star Trek the Motion Picture, they brought on a new writer and director named Nicholas Myers, who wanted to kind of personalize the conflict instead of having it be like this kind of generic sci-fi thing.
I feel like that was the move.
Yeah, so like basically he went back to the original series and he was like, okay, who could kind of like go toe to toe with Kirk? Who would be a good antagonist for him? And he settled on this episode, and he came up with the idea that, like, okay, they sent him off to this planet. What if like things went sideways and Khan wants revenge? And because, like, you know, in the climax of this episode, it's Kirk versus Khan, and it's just like it's almost like a fluke that Kirk's able to win. And so he was like, you know, like, instead of being like a physical threat, what if he was also a mental threat, because he's supposed to be super smart?
Yeah.
And so basically, Nicholas Myers kind of plucked this character out of obscurity from the canon and put him in the forefront, and created like one of the greatest Star Trek villains of all time.
Yeah.
It was pretty interesting.
So famous that J.J. Abrams had to rip it off. It's good stuff.
Yeah, you know it's famous if J.J. Abrams rips it off.
Let's get into it.
Okay.
The Givers.
Is that what you were doing over there?
Oh my God.
you had to look it up?
I did.
Play it.
I'm looking at it right now. It's MacGyver's.
She says MacGyver's.
Yeah.
You just said MacGyver's.
You said McGivers, and then you said MacGyver's.
No, I wasn't worried about that. I was doing the McGivens versus McGiver.
Oh.
And it was the
Oh,
S on
she's a
the-
giver.
Yeah, there's no S.
But she's
There's no
also a
S.
Guyver.
Madeline Rue played her. She passed away in 2003.
A long time ago.
Yeah,
She's so pretty.
she was. She was very pretty.
Mhm.
Ricardo Montalban.
I'm more of a
around,
yeoman.
isn't he?
I don't know.
You're more of a what?
A yeoman Rand guy.
Oh, for sure.
I get it.
I like her a lot. I like her basket weave.
Her basket weave hair.
You guys are obsessed.
The beehive. Oh yeah, man. All right,
Uhura
Kate.
will always be my lady.
Let's get into it.
All right. Star Trek Season 1, Episode 24, Space Seed. The USS Enterprise encounters a spacecraft floating in deep space, sending out a signal in Morse code. Spock identifies the vessel from its outer hull markings as the SS Botany Bay, but finds no registry of the ship in the computer library. However, he points out that records from the era from which the ship was launched are fragmentary, as the 1990s was the era of the eugenics wars, a strange and violent period in Earth's history. Faint life signs are detected on board, and Kirk has the ship go to red alert as it closes in on the mysterious vessel to investigate. The Botany Bay takes no action as the Enterprise approaches it, the only sign of life being the faint life readings. Now, certain that the ship is derelict, Kirk orders Scott and Dr. McCoy to join the engineering party to board the ship and investigate the life readings. Kirk also requests the services of the ship's historian, Lieutenant Marla McGivers, wanting her to be useful for a change.
You guys are as bad as Kirk. What's that bitch's name again?
Who knows?
It's like I just learned something and it has nothing to do with this show.
Oh, great.
But the lady who played McGivers,
MacGyvers.
whatever. There's no S though, right? MacGyver.
Anyway, it's McGivers.
McGivers. She was on an episode of Fantasy Island. I just saw it on IMDb. You don't even know what that means.
I don't fucking know what that means.
That was the show Ricardo Montalban starred in. It was his show.
Oh,
The
really?
plane, boss, the plane.
So I want to know if they like had some kind of like romantic thing.
Like, yeah,
They probably just had the same agent.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that have been cool though? If they like played off on the Star Trek thing from like, I just don't know. It's really kind of funny.
Kate is just going to start writing fan fiction about that now.
So anyway, whatever. Star Trek. I'm sorry.
No, that's cool. So just the opening part's really fun, but my favorite part of it, we were watching it last night. My favorite part was when Kirk was like, go to red alert. And like the whole crew just like went in like a clockwise motion. They all just going across the room. And I'm like, where are you guys going? Why were you not at your post to begin with? Like, where's everybody going?
Well, they're just hanging out, chat.
Just
That's what they do.
It's like, there's like,
They got these two noobs at the front.
look how many people are on the
Where
bridge.
Chekhov and Sulu. Who the hell are those guys?
I have no idea.
I didn't realize that there were so many randos in Star Trek, the original series. It's really weird.
Yeah.
So
We also get kind of a glimpse at McCoy's hatred of teleportation
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
in this episode.
Yeah. It's good
Like,
stuff.
like when they're getting ready to go over there, he's like, can you imagine like having all your molecules scattered and reassembled and blah, blah, blah. It's kind of funny that carries out throughout like even the movies.
He's so dry. I love it.
Mhm.
It's awesome.
It's your favorite character.
I think he might be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like Bones. His sarcasm is on point. I dig it. All right, continue on.
All right. The landing party materializes on board the Botany Bay, and Scott confirms that the vessel is Terran in origin, using old-style atomic power and computers with things called transistor units. McGivers speculates that the ship is a sleeper ship designed for long periods of interplanetary travel due to the limits of space travel technology in that era until the year 2018. One of the life units is then activated, and Kirk asks McGivers if this could be the leader. The lieutenant does not reply immediately, seemingly smitten with the appearance of the man and his amazing chesticles, but eventually answers that it's likely, as the leader would be awakened first to determine if the circumstances warranted reviving the others. She also speculates that the man could be Sikh from the northern region of India, noting that they were the most fantastic of warriors. Scott then reports that there are 84 people held in suspended animation, all of varied ethnic origins. The life support unit malfunctions, likely due to the accumulation of dust, and its occupant life readings begin dropping. As McGivers begs Kirk to save him, Kirk breaks the glass on the stasis unit to release Khan. Taking shaky breaths as he regains consciousness, the man asks in a hoarse whisper how long he's been asleep. Kirk estimates the time at 2 centuries. Kirk flips his communicator open and requests that McCoy and the man be beamed aboard the Enterprise immediately for further medical attention. And while this is going on, all McGivers can do is ogle the man and say, "Magnificent."
She was so thirsty.
She's funny.
What was this bit that they were talking about where they were trying to figure out like what ethnicity he was? She was like, oh, he's from India or something like that or whatever.
She said that he was Sikh from the northern region of India.
Oh, I missed that.
She knew exactly who he was from the start.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
She was just playing dumb.
Well, like
think so.
later on in the episode, it shows that in her quarters she paints like great conquerors from
Mhm.
like early history, like Napoleon and all this other stuff. And then they see a picture of Khan in there. So like she knew exactly who she was, who he was the minute she saw him.
I mean, she's a historian, so she knows there's a sleeper ship out there full of these super people.
And there's literally nothing for her to do other than research this stuff on the ship.
Okay.
So she knew when they woke him up that he would probably try to take over.
Yeah. She was ready for it.
Oh my.
That makes it even worse.
I know.
She's,
She really is the perfect woman for him.
Dominate me. With that goldfish net.
Well,
though.
I don't know if
Seriously.
she knew he would try to like take command of the ship, but I think she knew who he was, and was just her intellect was her she couldn't help herself, but given her
She's been
profession.
A
fantasizing.
20th
Yeah.
century man? Oh, daddy.
I mean, this really is the
not
Star
just a
Trek.
man, a Superman.
This is the Star Trek version of 50 Shades of Grey, wouldn't you say?
Really
yeah.
is. It
Yeah.
really is.
Yep, that clicked. I love that Kirk just breaks the glass. Like it's just easy to break a freaking cryo chamber
He's such an
glass.
animal.
Yeah, just uses the handle of his phaser.
Yeah.
Break glass in case of emergency.
Yeah, it was I just thought that was funny because, like, you're in the spaceship and it's a cryo chamber and you're thinking it's like, well, it's supposed to be pretty sturdy, right? And Kirk's just like, nah,
Yeah.
break it
Tink,
open.
tink, tink.
Break it open. It's fine.
I mean, it is from like the 90s. So maybe they didn't make him as sturdy back then.
I love when he first wakes up, like the drama of it. How long? And his jaw is like weaving back and forth while he's saying it. Like, bro, nobody talks like that.
Well, he was a soap opera actor, right?
Mhm.
So he's
It's
that's why he's so sexy.
drama-filled.
Listen.
It's so sexy. Yeah,
Nobody enunciates like Ricardo Montalban.
it is a fact.
I love how you can't even say his name without putting sex on it. You're
Right?
You can't.
Ricardo Montalban.
Montalban.
Ricardo Montalban. Antonio Banderas.
I don't trust myself to say
It's
it.
the same dude. Same dude. Antonio Banderas.
They are the same dude.
Ricardo Montalban.
Yeah. He's so bold too. He's just like, let me get my fingers in your hair. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
We
We'll
haven't
get
gotten there yet.
But dude, how swole is Ricardo
Oh, he's
Montalban?
swole.
Dude, he's
How
jacked.
suave is he too?
I love
Yeah,
it.
we were in our chat last night. One of the guys in the chat goes, "Is that his real chest?" And I'm like, "And this is old Khan."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yes, it is his real chest."
He was just. What did you say when we reviewed that? Kate, you said like he just was doing push-ups like nonstop.
Yeah. Like a lot of fans thought that he was wearing like a prosthetic chest to make him look more
Which
defined.
is ridiculous.
and it was just like, even at that age, like Ricardo Montalban was doing like 100 push-ups a day, something like that.
Sweet. Get active, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I got my chest.
But Montalban's fake tan in this movie is quite impressive as well.
Oh
'cause
yeah.
He was quite pale when
He's
he did Wrath of
Golden
Khan.
bronze.
As you should.
Glorious.
Look at that. The skin of a god.
You can tell Kirk's jealous.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
He's
for sure.
immediately
Oh,
jealous.
yeah.
Kirk is so annoyed through this whole episode. First of all, because MacGyver's is thirsting after
Oh,
this
man.
guy.
Yeah.
And he's looking at the guy and he's like, you know what? I kind of want to fuck him too. And he wants to dominate my ship. I kind of want him to.
I want to see this redone with Riker. That would be kind of an interesting take.
Well,
Because
Riker's
Riker
old now.
It's like, I don't have any.
Remember that Pleasure Planet episode?
Yes,
Oh, yeah, it was
I
great.
do.
All right, keep going, Kate.
All right, McCoy is conducting a medical analysis on the unidentified man at sickbay on the Enterprise. While McCoy is amazed at the physical and recuperative power of his patient, aboard the Botany Bay, Scott notes that 12 of the life units have failed and that their occupants have subsequently died, leaving 72 alive from the 1990s, 30 of the survivors being women. Spock can find no record of the vessel in any of the computer libraries. Kirk suspects that since Botany Bay was the name of an Australian penal colony, this might have been a way to deport criminals. Spock refutes this as it would be a seeming waste of Earth's most advanced spacecraft, but has no other explanation of his own, lacking sufficient facts. Spock also notes the extremely low probability that a vessel of this type could have survived for so long and managed to leave the Earth's solar system. Kirk orders Lieutenant Spinelli to have the Botany Bay put under tow and set course to Starbase 12.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean,
Cool ship.
I mean Spinelli, right?
Yeah, Spinelli. The
Who,
skirts.
who needs Chekhov? You
Um,
got the Italian guy. Hey, Spinelli.
don't you get that ship over here? Throw it in with this tractor beam.
I'm gonna fix you a cappuccino.
Oh, yeah, all right. This Montalban guy, he's all right.
Yeah, why are we bringing this Indian guy on? Is he a computer Indian or a casino Indian? What's going on here?
Casino Indian. Wow.
What the fuck, dude?
That's very
I can't.
that's very telling because it's the truth. But these days,
Hey, man.
it's like
Make a lot of money doing that shit.
Casino Indian or Indian.
Take that.
I don't know.
Take those white people's money, dude. Just take it. Take it all. Take it for all they're worth.
You know what I really liked about this when we get to see the ship, because I think this is the first time I've seen this episode since the remastered editions came out.
Mm-hmm.
So I immediately started thinking of those old janky effects of the old series where it's in tow and it's like a piece of cardboard floating through the screen, But this new effect with the new Botany Bay looks really good.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, they really captured that ship from the original, but like made it completely like I want a model of that almost hanging on my ceiling. It looks good. It looks great.
I also like how Scotty's like fascinated by it. He's like, I can't believe this thing's still flying. I was like, look at all these transistors.
He's looking at these glass windows that he probably invented.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you can break transparent aluminum like that.
That's probably not. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. You got anything else? Keep going. Go ahead. Take it away.
In sickbay, Kirk arrives to speak to the man. McCoy notes his superior bodily strength and efficiency of his lungs, hinting at his augment origin. McCoy estimates that the man could lift both he and Kirk with one arm. He tells Kirk that it would be interesting to see if the man's brain matches his body. Oh yeah, baby. McGivers arrives while Kirk chides her on her performance on the landing party. She admits to finding the man fascinating in a purely professional way, of course, as her position aboard the Enterprise is that of a historian. Kirk thanks her for admitting this, noting, if I can have honesty, it's easier to overlook mistakes. And then he tells her to fuck off. Later, the man awakes from his slumber and goes through some exercises of Hatha Yoga. Then, hearing Dr. McCoy at work, the man notes a scalpel among a collection of antique medical supplies on the wall. He takes it and moves back to his bed, feigning being asleep. McCoy arrives to check on vital signs, and the man reaches towards McCoy's throat, threatening him with the scalpel. McCoy sarcastically, and in an admirable display of calm, tells him to make up his mind to choke him or cut his throat, adding that it would be best if he would cut the carotid artery just under the left ear. The man says he admires such bravery and lets McCoy take back the scalpel. The man demands to speak to the captain of the vessel, and McCoy calls Kirk, saying he is a man with many questions.
Bones is so freaking cold, dude. It's amazing. Like, I've never seen this version of Bones before. I don't know if I'm just not that familiar with his character, maybe, but I always knew he was sarcastic. But when he had that freaking scalpel to his throat, and he's like, well, either choke me or cut my throat. Pick one, dumbass. And I'm just like, holy shit, dude. Yeah. That was so badass.
Bones does not have time for chicanery.
He gives no fucks. Yeah. No fucks.
I immediately said, oh, it's Billy Butcher.
Yeah.
Right?
Whoa. It was,
Carl Urban right there.
Carl Urban.
Without all the cunts.
You just needed to say, you just needed to call him a cunt, and it would have been perfect.
Wow. Yeah, that was good.
Like, it would be better if you cut the artery right underneath the left ear, right, you cunt. It's just... Oh my God, dude. It was so cool. My jaw hit the floor when I saw that. I'd never seen that part before.
DeForest Butcher Kelly.
Why do they have like antique medical supplies like hanging on the wall?
It's an art piece.
It's a great way.
Look around.
Right.
No, but it's a great way to like put your patients at ease when they're sitting there at the medical bay and they just see all these freaking knives and sharp utensils to cut people's limbs off, and they're just like, oh, this is where I'm at now.
Remember in Star Trek 4 where like McCoy's like, what is this, the Dark Ages? like why does he have that stuff hanging on the wall?
Because it's an antique. It's like, look, we don't use this stuff anymore.
Yeah, these barbaric tools.
It is funny seeing Khan in his like, jumper outfit that shows off his chest and his calves. And
everything.
He's like doing like all the bindi yoga and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but that's how I wake up in the morning.
I like the scene with the McGivers and Kirk right before the doctor scene, because it should have been just a scene. He should have used the line from The Office. It's like, what exactly is it that you do here?
Oh, yeah.
You mean
what would you say? Yeah,
Office Space. Yeah.
What would you say you do here?
I deal with the goddamn 20th century men.
Yeah, historian. What do I need with the historian?
I'm good with fucking people.
Yeah, he's just like, McGivers, what was up with your performance on the ship?
Oh yeah, he was like critiquing her because
Yeah.
she's like fucked up on the away mission.
It's like, how would you grade your performance over there?
Like
Poor-
he's never gotten
poor
the
Liz.
hots for
It's like-
anyone on any mission.
It's
Fuck
like,
you.
I got all swelled up, and I didn't know what to think. I couldn't figure it out. It was just.
It's like my bathing suit parts started tingling, and I couldn't figure out what to do.
Well, what was funny is like she basically admitted that she fucked up, and he was like, "Good, I'm glad that you were able to admit that."
Yeah.
Yes. All I need is
Just
some honesty
keeping you
around
in your
here.
place, you dumb bitch.
He's so mad at her the whole episode.
Why did you go up there and hang out with the resident artist or whatever?
He's like, so is that what you're into?
Go hang out with the cartographer or the map maker or whatever the fuck we have.
Yeah,
Candlestick maker.
yeah. Kirk's just like, why the fuck do we have a historian? It's the most useless position ever.
We have a computer that does your job for you.
Yeah, seriously, if she hadn't been on the ship, they probably just would have let him die
They
and
would've-
problem solved.
It's like, Rand needs you to go make my sandwich so she can bring it to me. Okay.
They would have Googled him after he died. And like,
Yeah.
who was this guy?
Oh,
Oh shit!
good thing we didn't wake that guy up.
Good thing we didn't wake up the murderous dictator up.
I know, right? The Google on the ship did not work. Botany Bay. Oh, don't go over there.
Australian penal colony, you said?
Khan and his band of crazies are over there on that ship sleeping.
Google after
All
him.
his concubines.
I also like how Scotty points out that there are 30 superior women.
Oh, yeah.
at Botany
Oh, yeah.
Bay.
That's got to be specified.
Yeah.
There's 72 people alive. 30 of them are chicks.
Kirk should have been all like, Kirk should have been all like, wake one of them up.
Before you decide who's living or dying, I just want to let you know 30 of those are chicks.
No, don't wake that dude up. Well, they woke him up because didn't his pod like come to life on its own?
He was dying or something.
Or
right?
something.
You had to save
so,
him.
so like because he's the leader, he was the first
Right.
to be revived by the computer when basically when the away team beamed
Right.
over, the ship went into like wake up protocol or something.
All right, guys. If you want access to this entire episode, head over to saltynerdclub.com. That is where we're going to break down the rest of this show and have a ton of fun doing it. So if you want in on that, it's only $5 a month. You guys get 4 exclusive podcasts every single month, plus all of our content completely ad-free, Discord access, all kinds of things. It's a great value. We'd really appreciate the support. We need you as fans to help us out, grow the channel, grow the podcast, and we give as much back as we possibly can to our patrons because we love you guys. So join up, saltynerdclub.com. Vader, where can people find you on the socials, bud?
You can find me at Matt Vader 74 on the Twitter and YouTube, Instagram, social media places.
Right on. Jude?
You can find me at I am Jude Juju on Instagram and on TikTok.
All right. Matthew Kadish.
You can find me at Matthew Kadish, Kadish on Twitter. Kadishbooks.com takes you to my Amazon page. And be sure to check out our full review of this episode because we are going to get very, very sexy.
Too sexy.
Yes.
I might even take my shirt off. All right, guys.
Me too.
I will not.
Sign up. saltynerdclub.com. Patrons, let's go.